Crowd Game. Powered by Kinect für Xbox 360.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming today. You guys can hear me okay on the mic? All right. Welcome to the End of Nations demo. We're very happy to have you here today and happy to be here at Gamescom. Over here we got Chris G running the show over here. Chris is demoing. This is his first time over in here working with us on the demo crew because we're all kind of shifting around and trading spots. So we're going to cut him some slack, but I think he knows the game really well. Chris works on the Tryon side, runs the QA team. My name's Mike Legg. I work on the Petroglyph side on development. I'm co-founder and president of the company. I'm also audio programmer on the project. So when I'm not doing presidential stuff, I'm coding, which is about 80% of my time. So anyway, we're very happy to have you guys here today to check this out. RTS goes, man, way back into our DNA, real-time strategy. Back from our core team goes all the way back to Dune 2, Dune 2000, Emperor, Battle for Dune, Command & Conquer, Red Alert. Our roots come out of Westwood Studios. I had 18 great years there. And then in 2003, we started Petroglyph, and we continued making real-time strategy games. We did Star Wars Empire at War, Star Wars Forces of Corruption, and Universe at War, Earth Assault. And what we found is, over the years, in working now like 20 years doing real-time strategy games, RTS games have only incremented very gradually. There have not been, and they've been kind of left in the dust with online games like our MOBA style games and MMORPGs and stuff like that. And RTS, there have been great RTS games made, but there haven't been any huge advancements. And a lot of people were saying the RTS was dying off, and so we're like, no way, we are going to prove you guys wrong. And this is where End of Nations comes in. End of Nations is an MMO RTS. And first and foremost, when you hear MMO RTS, some people think MMORPG. Don't think MMORPG. It is truly an RTS game at the core for RTS gamers. We've been adjusting it over the last year. We're responding to feedback, what we've been hearing from people, and we have gone full on where this game, first and foremost, number one, it's an awesome RTS game. Then we take elements of MMO. We take customization, persistence, and massive scale and add that to the RTS. So that allows us to take it to the next level, and we're going to be showing that to you today, and I'll be telling you all about how we're evolving real-time strategy. So our game takes place 50 years in the future. When our designer sat down to write the story, they said, well, let's pretend, this was a couple years ago, they said, let's start the thing off where there's a big government financial meltdown. There's a big economic collapse with the world economy, and we'll start it there, and we'll just have nations start to fail. And then now we're saying 2 years later, we're like, it's based on a true story. So now we're like, based on a true story because we predicted it. And anyway, so basically governments fall, and the world falls into chaos, and the remnants of the United Nations rise up with a very high technology faction called the Order of Nations. And they're a totalitarian government. They want to build a one world power that's a totalitarian dictatorship. They believe in peace through superior firepower. And they're going to give you shelter, they're going to give you safety, they're going to give you protection, and all at the cost of your civil liberties. And it just comes with freedom, lack of freedom, and a price. So it's either join us or die. And so what we're doing is we're playing one of two playable factions. We're playing against the Order of Nations. We're playing Liberation Front and Shadow Revolution. These are two factions that are independent resistance factions that are rising up. They have different goals different beliefs between each other, so that these guys actually skirmish against each other because they do not necessarily get along, but they do agree that we do got to take out the Order of Nations. So today, here at Gamescom, we're playing 16-player PvP. So we've got 8v8 happening over in the hall, over in Hall 9 is where we're playing PvP. And Chris and I are going to be dropping into that game. We're going to jump in live and play that game. We're going to be playing today, Chris and I are going to be playing the Liberation Front. Chris's character is going to be a level 15 commander. So we're going to we're playing a Spartan class. And so, and you don't even have to create a character because we already got the one set up. So we're going to be playing Spartan. And so what it is we've got 4 playable commander classes that you can play in the game. So there's 2 playable factions, 2 and 4 playable commander classes. Each commander class gives you very, very different abilities and things, which we're going to show you. So Chris, go back out. Let's go back out to the world map. Let's go ahead and select our character. And we're coming in at level 15. All right, so we're starting up with a level 15 commander. You start off with level 1, and of course, as you play through the battles, be it co-op or PvP or playing through the story campaign, you're gonna advance and gain experience and level your character up. So don't go in yet. We're gonna show a few things over here. So we're gonna, first of all, what we're gonna do is show you the world state. Now in our world, the world is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, thousands and thousands and thousands of players playing in the game at the same time. Purple is occupied by Order of Nations, orange is occupied by the Liberation Front, and green is occupied by Shadow Revolution. So Shadow Revolution, we've been battling over Australia, and that's what we're doing here during Gamescom. But first of all, we're going to show you just a little bit of the customization of everything. So Chris, if you could first bring up your tech tree. So our tech tree, this is something that, because we're a Spartan commander, these are all of our tech trees, and we can choose to specialize in zone control, area denial, or mobility. And at level 1, you get access to certain super weapons, certain units, certain tactical structures. And as you hit level 5, you get access to more things. Level 10, you get more, 15, 20. Every 5 levels that you level up, you get to apply more points that give you super weapons. We've got the nuke strike here. We got the Ragnarok helicopters. When we hit level 5, when we apply enough points, now we can pull the Ragnarok helicopter into our battle array. So anyways, we've got our stuff all teched up. So now what we're going to do is we're all teched up and ready to go. Now we're going to go into our armory. And here in our armory, this is where we have our collectible army. And over here on this part, you can see that into the battle, we can take up to 20 units into the battle, okay? And units have different point values. And we're going to go into a battle scenario that's everybody that's playing the game can spend up to 20 points on their units. So the Ragnarok unit, which is a big, powerful helicopter, that's worth 4 points. That's actually, this guy's a big aerial gunship, and he's worth 5. But then we also have infantry, like the Guardian. Chris, you can select the Guardian over here. The Guardian, he's worth 1 point. Now, what I want to tell you is we have a 16-foot tall suit of this power armor over in Hall 9 that you can go and have your picture taken in. It's as tall as that box that's right there on the wall. And you can go up and have your photo taken. I suggest do it today, because Saturday, it's just going to get crazy over there. And anyway, so these are our forces that we have. And then to customize these guys, we have, over here you'll see we have these mod slots. Now, as you play through the game, you're going to gain rewards, and you're going to be able to actually earn these modifications that you can apply to units individually. So there's speed mods, there's armor mods, there's power mods, attack mods, resistance mods, different types of mods that you can allow you to, per unit, customize your unit. So if we wanted this guy to run really fast, we could put 3 speed mods in, and he's going to speed up like crazy. If we have one of our other units, we want him to be more armored. If he's find that he's dying off too easily, we can put armor mods in. And these mods you collect through the game. You're going to earn them, and some of them are very rare. They'll be like purple drops that you're familiar with in other games, and that's like going to be a really rare, really powerful one. There's going to be blue ones and green ones and different levels and different rarities that you can fill in. Let's take it over to the skins tab real quick. So on skins, you're going to be able to acquire different skin packs for your units. We've got the American flag, we've got the German flag, we've actually got those in the game here. We don't have them turned on just yet, but we can through some cheat keys. And we also have all kinds of, we have tiger stripes and biohazard and tie-dye, and we got lipstick and all kinds of different skins that you're going to be able to apply to your units to customize them even further. Now, I don't know if any of you guys know this, but in America, we have an obsession with bacon. We eat bacon for breakfast. We love bacon. We eat it all the time. In fact, Dave Lumen, our executive producer, has a dog named Bacon. I just found out about that. And he's got a wallet skinned with bacon that he was showing us earlier today. And so the artist went and even made a bacon skin. So if you want to have your army all customized, have bacon wrapped around all your stuff, you can. It's really cool. That's pretty funny. So also we have colors. So if you decide you don't want to go the skin route, there's primary colors and secondary colors. So Chris, feel free to select some different primary colors and different secondary colors. You can see you can mix and match between your different colors to give yourself like blue and black or red and gold or whatever. And this is army-wide customization. So we have the unit-based customization, we have the army customization, and then we also have your commander customization. So we're pretty well ready to rock. You can see Chris took it to black and red. Oh, that's a toxic tank. See, he's dumping out all kinds of stuff here. This guy's really good against infantry. Infantry hate green gas. So this guy is a great unit to use against infantry. And he's not very environmentally conscious either. So we got skins, colors, and mods. I think we're done. We can bail out of the armory. And now what we're going to do is we're battling over Australia. And today we got a lot of stuff going on in our Super Ally map. So let's go ahead and jump in. So we're coming into 16 versus 16 player versus player. Now in traditional real-time strategy, 4v4, 6v6, maybe 8v8, it's kind of low. And what we do is we support all those numbers. You can play 2v2 or 4v4. We're playing 8v8 here at the show. We're actually going to be probably the 17th or 18th player jumping in today. And we go all the way up to 26 versus 26 in our PvP. That's the biggest and the very huge map. And with that, if every one of those players brings in 20 units, that's 1,000 units battling in the same battlefield. But for today, we've got 8 players versus 8 players. In fact, go ahead and hit the tab key and let's see who we got. Oh man, we do not have many. Okay, so we've got a lot of enemies. We don't have a lot of allies. Oh, another ally just jumped in. I think we're early into the battle. And here comes somebody else. This is good. So, and feel free to use invulnerable if you want. Now you're probably pretty skilled, but don't be okay. And give your. Yeah, we had some pretty epic fails earlier today. So now for the sake of the demo, we're going to make ourselves a little invulnerable so we don't wipe in front of you guys and look like total idiots. Because we have some really good RTS players over there. Germans are awesome at RTS games. And so what we're doing is we've dropped in, Chris, if you want to bring up your map, right over here, we're just going to show you that this is our headquarters here. This is the enemy headquarters here. Our goal is to defend this headquarters and not have it be destroyed while we destroy this headquarters here. And so we're going to be working with our teammates. You can also see that there's capture points across the map. These are tactical locations. Things with dollar signs are resource points. If you can get your units in there and capture them, you're going to gain income and you're going to gain money. And tactical money in the tactical game that we're playing now is very, very important. So the more of these that you can capture, the more money that you're going to have coming in. And these can easily be contested by the enemy as well. And if you capture the central landing zone, the central zone will allow you to launch airstrikes against your opponents as well. So whoever owns that is going to be dishing out some pretty serious damage. So Chris, he's got his guys. You can kill the map now, Chris. Thanks. And man, Chris is dropping nukes already. These poor guys. Oh man. So Chris is having a good old time. He's like, he's definitely using some of his special abilities. And what this is you guys, when we were working on our commander's skill tree and we were leveling up, you guys saw these were all super weapons that were available in the. They were all available as you skilled up and as you selected. So these super weapons all have come available, and they all cost a certain amount of money. Chris has obviously given himself a little more money because he knows the magic keys. And also we have these tactical structures. Chris, if you want to drop in like a couple turrets, you can also drop in live into the battle when you capture like say a resource point or landing zone. You can see these helicopters are coming in and dropping off turrets to aid you. You could also bring in repair structures so that if your units are taking damage, you can drive them up and get things repaired. You can have defensive turrets, offensive turrets, and you can drop down bombs that'll set there, and then when somebody drives by, they'll explode. And so these all stem from your commander's customization of your commander leveling up. So as your commander increases in power, you're going to get more and more of this stuff. Chris's loadout is down here, and Chris, if you also want to show, you might zoom in a little bit and pan around with the 2-button camera. So you can rotate around and see the horizon. You can see what's going on. You can look off and see, kind of get more closer into the battle and see things that way as well. And then, of course, you can always zoom out, as well and look all the way back out. So it's kind of up to you if you want to look on the horizon or kind of pull out and just get that. We find that when we really play, most of the time, we're zoomed out because we're really into that whole, we want to see as much as we can on the battlefield. And what you can also do is you can see what's around all your fellow units. We fully support Fog of War, because it's a real-time strategy game. So you can see what's around your allies as well. So you can click around the map, see your allies, and see what is going on with your allies. But if an enemy moves out of the Fog of War, you're not going to see him anymore. And because this is client server, people can't cheat. people can't write hacks that show like, oh, what's outside of my fog of war range. So Chris is continuing to battle here, and also across the screen down here, these are all of your unit special abilities. So we use a rock, paper, scissors method in the game for each of your units. So every unit in like a traditional real-time strategy game, every unit is typically very good against one type of thing and very susceptible to damage from something else. His Ragnarok is awesome against ground units, but it cannot attack air units, and it's very vulnerable to attacks from anti-aircraft, obviously. So this guy, you want to keep away from anti-aircraft turrets and missile launchers. And, oh, actually, that's not Chris's guy. That's somebody else's guy. But if this guy, so he's very vulnerable to aircraft. Chris, can you zoom in on your Guardian? Can you find your Guardian and run him over? And just kind of get him into the foreground. I just want to show like one example. So here's our Guardian right here. So if you can select him, we're going to put him in lockdown mode. And by clicking on his special ability right there, Chris does this. He goes down on one knee. His gun opens up, and now he's a human turret. That's his one special ability. And he can't run around, but he's way more powerful, and he's way more armored and less susceptible to damage. You can go ahead and undeploy him now and let him loose and get him back out there. So now he's back, he's running loose, and every unit in the game has one special ability. And we decided not to go down the route of letting multiple special abilities per units because we really want every unit to be very clearly defined in its role in the battle. So that gives us all that. Now, what we're doing is we're going to let Chris keep going on the battle. Or why don't you roll into his headquarters and start banging on his HQ now. So while he grabs his guys and takes off and heads over there, and we'll follow along and see what they're doing. Anytime you want, you can hit spacebar and you can jump right back to your units and see what they're doing. And so now what we've decided is, so now in RTS games, players have always been, we originally talked about this game, we're going to go, oh, let's do subscription. It's an MMO game, let's go subscription. That's what everybody's used to. That's what everybody plays with their MMOs. It's not true with the RTS gamer. The RTS gamer buys his game, buys it for 50 or 60 bucks, and then he plays the campaign, and then he plays online for years and years and years and years, and he's not paying a cent. So like, I know guys that are still playing StarCraft 1. You know, they're still playing online in StarCraft 1. And so what we've decided to do is we've made the announcement last week that this game is entirely free to play. You don't need a credit card, you don't have to buy a box, you can just download the entire game. And as a free-to-play player, you have access to every single thing, aside from cosmetic items, that a paying player would have. So you have access to the entire story campaign, you have access to all the PvP maps, you have access to your max level, you have access to all your co-op maps, and we feel with that, we're going to get millions of players in playing this game. And that's what we need for this game to be successful. We need that world to be living 24 hours a day, around the clock, with millions of players that you can play with. And even though, like, you know, a map that you jump into can only support like a maximum of, say, 50 players, but we think that, you know, with that many people playing, we're going to have a lot of people that really fall in love with this game. And then what you can spend with real money is you can buy unit skins, as well as you can buy experience boosters that will actually allow you to level faster. So that's kind of where we're going to monetize the game. There will be a collector's edition box that you can buy if you want to get like a cool mouse pad and the soundtrack and, you know, maybe like some kind of statue of one of the items or something like that. I don't know, we're kind of kicking all that around of what the box is going to be. And then you can also buy that digitally as well. And both of those, both the digital version of the collector's edition and the box, will have codes that will give you like unique skins in the game, and maybe like a special, like you know, like we've got the little black dragon thing over there, you know, like a special faceplate for your commander as well. So we're going to give you some really cool, fun stuff in the collector's edition, and then people will also get in-game money that they can spend in the cash shop to buy stuff. And a lot of stuff too we're going to make available. You can use real money, or people can buy items that also through with in-game currency. So if you play enough games and you earn enough money in the game, you can also buy the same thing. So if you play, you know, and level up to level 15, you might have enough money and it's like, okay, I'm going to buy that skin. But there's no pay to win in this game. we're not making it so that people can pay to give themselves an advantage. So no one, it's not like some guy goes out and spends $500 and he's going to dominate the leaderboards. Because it's an RTS, it's all skill-based, and we're not going to let anybody have any gameplay advantages to win. So that's another very, very important factor to us. Looks like, I think we're, give us a little horizon cam there. It looks like we're about to win here. Oh yeah, there we go. Man, see Chris, we had Chris in the house and we got our victory, defeated the enemy headquarters. And what's really neat about this is now everybody's gonna retreat out of the game. We got a win racked up for the Liberation Front. It's still under contest for the Shadow Revolution, because once somebody gains gains control of a territory, it takes 3 wins more than the other guy to actually get it back into your favor. And what we're doing is, in our co-op game, or in our PvP campaign, we have a mode called Conquer the World. And in this world, when you zoom out, the goal is your factions go head to head, and whoever can control the most territories. If you can take over all the territories, your faction wins. If not, we'll let it run for like 3 weeks, and at the very end, we'll see who's winning. And at the very end, the winning faction will get the win. Whoever has conquered the most territories, and from that you'll get rewards. And the game tracks how much you're contributing to each battle and how much you're contributing to each win. So it'll distribute rewards and winnings out from the victory pool to whoever contributed the most will get, more than, say, somebody like, if I only played for 10 minutes but I did play, I'd get a little something. But if I put in like 20, 30 hours, I'm going to get a lot more. And it's nice too, because even in a massive scale game where if you're playing 26 versus 26, let's say if that battle went on for 5 hours, but I only played for 3 hours, I'd still get, even if I left the battle, I would still get, because I contributed to that battle, I had a lot of kills and did a lot of stuff, I'd still get some rewards out of that. So even if I went offline, let's say I gotta go. I gotta go to dinner. They're waiting for me. The family's waiting for me. I leave, but I played for 3 hours. I'm still going to get a reward after that map completes. If our team wins the battle of the map, it's like, all right, cool, I got something out of there. So we're really excited about this. We're going to give the RTS gamer everything that they're used to in a traditional real-time strategy game. So you can play 1v1, you can play 2v2, we can do co-op, we can do 4-player co-op against the AI and do comp stomp. We're gonna have very small maps, like if you're more comfortable with playing, just 4 of us want to get together and have a game. That's fine, and we'll let you you can team up with your friends that are in the alternate faction as well. So we could, Donovan and I could, jump together, and he might be one faction, I may be another faction. We get together and we'll go play together against the Order of Nations. But then when we're out in this big battle here, in the Conquer the World, then we're on opposing factions and we're playing in PvP. So we want to give that RTS gamer everything they love about present-day real-time strategy games. We want them to feel very comfortable when they come into the game. But then we also want to take it to the next level, and that's where we feel, letting millions of players come into the game, having these massive battles, 50-player co-op. If you want to jump in and do 50-player co-op, you all can go and battle with a whole bunch of other players to defeat the Order of Nations, and you can play the story campaign as well as the big PvP battles. So I totally thank you guys for coming and checking this out. We're having a blast making this game. It is sincerely the dream project and the project of our careers from all these years of real-time strategy games. We feel that this, we're very inspired because of our years with Command and Conquer. We're very inspired by CNC. And we love real-time strategy games. We love Dawn of War, we love StarCraft, and we love World in Conflict. And so we're like, man, let's take RTS and take it to the next level, because we want to see RTS come back and just dominate on the PC. So thanks a whole bunch. Hope you guys had a good time.